Hey there, aspiring guitarist. So, what has my Craftsman flathead screwdriver, um, three blind mice from a piano that I used to introduce this, got to do with my guitar journey? Well, the three blind mice part, which I'll put at the end of this video if you didn't see it leading into it, because what it basically talked about was how I learned three blind mice on a dinky, dinky little piano that had tiny keys that my mother bought me when I was like 4 years old, and it showed me how to play three blind mice, and the keys were numbered, and it was 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 4, 3. And that got me liking music. So, what's the Craftsman screwdriver got to do with that? Well, I also enjoyed working on cars. My mother bought me this special cash register that, it was an expensive toy, and, whenever you'd ring up a cell, it would go ding. And she said I was about 3 years old, and I tore it apart to find out what made it go ding. And she was mad at me, and then she told my daddy, and my dad, and this is not mother against father. Our mothers and fathers have different attributes that we all learn from. But my dad was like, it's okay. He figured out how something worked. So this is a Craftsman screwdriver. Now, when I came out of the Air Force, I actually, before I moved into computers and other things, made a living as a tractor trailer mechanic. And I had to buy my own tools. They were provided in the Air Force, and they were good tools. But if you were a mechanic in the automotive or truck industry, you were pretty much going to get Craftsman, or you were going to get Snap-on. You might get Mac. There was a few other ones. But it's a tool. I didn't become obsessed with collecting Craftsman screwdrivers over Snap-on or this, that, and the other. I didn't just like Snap-on over Craftsman. They both had lifetime warranties. Snap-on were a little more expensive. I liked a Snap-on ratchet better than a Craftsman ratchet in most circumstances, because the Snap-on had a rounded handle, which if you were pulling on something really hard, I'm going to get back to guitars. If you were pulling on something really guitar all day long, the rounded handle was easier on your hand than the square rectangular handle that a Craftsman had. However, the Craftsman could get into places that the Snap-on couldn't. So I had both. It didn't mean I liked one more than the other. It didn't mean that I had to play a Gibson over a Fender. It didn't mean I had to play a Gibson over an Epiphone or a Fender over a Squier. I didn't collect Craftsman tools. I didn't collect Snap-on tools. They were tools, and they were for a purpose, an end result. And the purpose was to fix whatever I was fixing and working on. So they were a tool to me, and different tools serve different purposes. Now, I had catch-all tools. I had a pair of channel lock pliers that could pretty much do almost anything any pliers could, until you got into specialty things like needle nose vice grips, electrical pliers, stripping wire, things like that. Well, the guitar is no different. The guitar to me is a tool. This is a tool. This is a tool. This is my fretlight guitar that I plaster notes all over. I light up the keyboard when I teach students. For for muscle memory, then I take it away. And we try to remember the notes and chords and rhythms and things to get better. But I don't bore students with constant chord memorization and constant skills. I told you I've got a video. See, whoop, I turned it on because I leaned against and I always do this. Here is the micro switch. So now if I hold it to turn it off, the whole fretboard will light up, and then it'll count that E minor chord 30 times and go off. But there's a C right here, and it's the very first, a C note right there. First fret, second string. So the first chord I teach is merely to touch that note and then strum the third, second, and first string, the E, B, and G string, because that's a chord. It's a C chord. And pretty soon I've got them playing a song. I also teach them Smoke on the Water, you know, and Smoke on the Water can be played tons of different ways. That's on one string. So what am I doing? I'm using the guitar just like I'd use a screwdriver as a tool. To do what? To play songs. To have fun. You know, I can do scales all day long. You know, I've taken the C scale and I've tried to show you how to extend it in other ways. You know, instead of just the I have some buzz. And you can go further than that. And go on and on and on, even missing a note. I don't hide crap like that. When I miss a note, I miss a note. I go back, I fix it. But what's my point in showing you the scales? Scales get boring. I'm not taking away from scales. They open up the world of guitar to you. But not if you're frustrated, because that's all you're doing. If all you're doing is learning chords, that's why I try to do chord progressions and show you how to anchor notes, do things like that. Learn to play songs. Learn to play songs. You know, 3 Blind Mice on the piano was, you found middle C, you know, by finding the 2 black keys, and it was 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 4, 3. But the notes were E, D, C, E, D, C, G, F, F, E. Now, on the guitar, we have those notes as well. And you can do it by notes, or you can do it by fret positions. You'll often hear learning something on the guitar called out by what strings you play on a fret, which gets into tablature. So, you know, if we were going to do 3 Blind Mice on the guitar, you know, I'm going to go here to the 2nd string, the B string. I'm going to start on the 5th fret, and I'm simply going to do 5, 3, 1. And then I'm going to move to the 8th fret. 8, 6, 5, 8, 6, 5. It's no different than the piano. It's a pattern. But it's a song. When you get frustrated, go play a song. Even if it's a horse with no name, which I realize that's debatable. We always say it's a 2-chord song, and people go, no, that's wrong. Just play a song. Do like the video that has gotten more likes than anything I've done, that had the acronym PASSED. Play a simple song every day. That's why I showed you the Campfire book in one of the last videos. It's why I've showed you the Beatles books. It's why I show you all kind of songs that you can play, the public domain, this, that, and other. Play, have fun. Play the guitar. You know, you can be great with scales. You can play them fast. You can do the A minor pentatonic and go real fast all the way down to the first string and walk it back and get faster and faster and faster, and there's nothing wrong with that. Not a thing in the world wrong with that. It will help you down the road. But I play scales when I'm noodling. And a lot of people think that it's probably the reverse. That when I'm just sitting around that I'm playing songs. No, playing songs is what I do to practice. Playing scales is what I do when I'm just sitting around. That doesn't mean that's the right way or the wrong way. It's just the way I do it. Everything I do about the guitar is to learn to play songs. And next would be to play with other people. This weekend, we had a drum unboxing. I had a dear old friend of mine, David McMillan, that I played back in high school. We played at an old fire hall that we rented that had been abandoned, that was built back in the late 1800s. And we rented it from a local fraternal organization for $5 a month and to keep it clean. And we brought our band in there, and he brought his drums. And so this weekend I had a drum unboxing. Now, am I a drummer? No. But drumming's important. It helps you keep a beat. You've heard me say before, rhythm is everything. So why do I have a drum set? Well, I may have some grandkids that want to use it, but the biggest reason I have it is what we did. We had a little party. We unboxed the drum from the boxes outside on the patio. We set them up. He tuned them. He put the heads on. And then myself and my son that I taught how to play played Beatles songs with David. We had a blast. Playing with a drummer, oh God, it's better than any metronome you can get, because the drummer's going to keep the beat, and a good drummer knows when to pass it to the guitarist. He's a musician's musician, but play songs. Three Blind Mice. Get the books we talk about. Play songs. Have fun with your guitar journey. You know, some people want to shred. Shred then. I've got nothing against shred, but I don't know many great guitarists that only play lead in a band where the only thing that's happening is the guitarist always playing lead. There's a time for lead guitar to come in. Rhythm pretty much continues throughout the song. Now that's debatable, that's arguable, but there's a time and a place for everything. So learn how to play songs, even if they're simple songs. Simple songs also have complex parts, which that's something you can aspire to learn later. But hey, it was Three Blind Mice that opened up the world of music to me. And it was learning that my guitar was a tool to play songs. I hope your guitar journey is blessed. And most of all, like I always say, hey, happy picking.